running late. I have got to get to the set. Rick is probably wondering where the heck I am. I have got to get there and get my makeup on and get ready. I've got to have this thing done like in 15 or 20 minutes.
Are you having car troubles?
In fact, I am.
Oh, wait. Are you that guy from the Pep Rally show?
Well, yes, I am. Can y'all give me a ride to the show?
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't care where Chip is.
I know.
We have to get this done.
He's usually the first one here.
I've got work to do.
Me
Here,
too.
Stay still.
Can you do anything about them chubby cheeks?
Well, that's what this is for. It's supposed to help. All right.
Come on, Chip.
On hair done, all that. So can you guys help me with that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, thank you, thank you. That will be great. I got to hurry up and get there and get this stuff all done.
You're welcome. Oh, here. You want some eyeshadow? Yeah. Here, Val. Thank you.
Come on, Chip, man.
Do you need some brushes? Yeah. Here, just take the whole bag.
All right, man. By the time you got here, I just got the papers.
Man, I had car trouble.
Somebody, yeah, I know, man.
I had car trouble. I was trying to get here. Thank goodness some cheerleaders gave me a ride here, and I said I had to get here and get my makeup done, so they did it for me. I hadn't really had a chance to look at it yet, but anyway, they got it all done for me. So, how do I look? What's wrong?
Man,
What's wrong? They said they did a good job. I hadn't had a chance to see it yet.
You don't want to see it. Is this a drag show?
Is it too much? I got a little scared when they said pass me this and pass me this, the eyeliner and all. I have no idea what that stuff is.
You have to look at it later. Let's go ahead and get this done. But actually, you kind of look like somebody I dated a long time ago.
Okay, that's it. I got to go take this stuff off. Obviously, they went way too far with it.
You ever been on Match.com?
Well, maybe I should do that.
No. Okay. All right.
Now, I think I got it all off. Did I get it all off? Did I miss anything?
No, you look good.
Good. We're ready to roll?
Yeah, you're ready. Yeah.
Good deal. So welcome to Prep Rally. Finally got all the makeup off. Rick, I don't look like anybody you dated before. So
no.
That makes me feel a whole lot better.
Not in the last 30 years.
Absolutely. So got some big games on tap this week, Rick.
Yes.
Got some playoff games going on. Finally playoff time. Finally.
Love playoff.
Cold weather. It's going to be cold Friday night, too, like 40 degrees, I think. So real football, November
You don't have
weather.
to worry about seeds in the 6th place, in the 5th place, something. Hey, you lose, you cruise. I'm sorry.
One and done.
One and done. So let's go. Let's rock and roll.
So Springdale's at home, Rick.
Yes.
They were on the road last week and won probably the biggest win for this program in a decade.
How's that?
Well, went down to Van Buren. Now, Springdale had been limping along. They had lost 2 in a row going into this game.
Yeah.
So they had to get a win on the road without their top quarterback.
Yep.
Grant Allen had lost him. It limped along. They had to go on the road and play Van Buren, a much improved team.
Yep,
We would
yep,
agree on that.
yep.
Got behind, fell behind in the fourth quarter. Looks like Springdale's going to lose this game. They rallied. I'm going to give you a little stat here. Springdale's won 7 football games this season. 5 of them they've trailed at halftime. Okay? Definition of a second half team.
Okay.
So they came back, won this game. Garrett Vaughn, they got him back. Their running
That's
back led the 7A West Conference in rushing and missed 2 games.
Yeah.
Okay, got him back. He had 200 yards, 3 touchdowns in that game. So Springdale went down and got it done. They got it done. Got a big win. Now they get a home playoff game Friday night. They're playing Southside coming in. Southside had the same opportunity. Southside could have won their game Friday night against Northside.
Yep.
And hosted a playoff game Friday night, but they didn't. Northside, for the 3rd year in a row, beats Southside. So Northside gets that home playoff game. Southside's, they're coming up the hill.
That's Battle of Rogers Avenue, and I look forward to coming up to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium, where they've had a lot of great games with Southside, the white picket fence. All the fans are going to be right on top of you. I look forward to that game. That's what you get for losing. Sorry, Southside. But I've seen it in the old days, the Battle of Rogers Avenue. I've seen Southside beat them 6, 7 times in a row, too. So look forward to that game. The question about Springdale is about their injury situation. They've been really beat up. That's a huge advantage. They've Vaughn's back. Hopefully they got enough horses to make a good game of it.
So who you taking, Rick?
I'm taking Springdale High, just like flashback the old day, back to the future. That's what I'm doing. Back to the future, back to where Mitch Mustang and all those guys made a run. I'm not comparing the current Springdale team, but I think they get it done. First round game, Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium.
Now we mentioned Northside, Rick. Northside does get that home playoff game Friday night. They're going to take on Van Buren. Now they've already met once this year. Northside put it on them pretty good, about a couple of touchdowns early in the season.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Is Northside, is Van Buren, are they ready to take that next step? And I'm not saying maybe beat Northside, but I'm saying make this a close game and take it down to the wire.
Hey, I tell you what, I don't want to sound like a pointer homer, but that score was deceiving. It ended up like 45-14 or something. But Van Buren was playing with them real close right up to halftime, and then Northside hit a big pass on them and then kind of snowballed. But Van Buren, they're capable, I think so.
So who you got?
Northside.
Now, Northside last week, they did beat Southside.
Yep.
They finally got their whole team back and healthy and everything, and they played well defensively. That's been their strong suit. They played real well, held Southside. Southside, they put points on the board. They haven't had such success keeping teams from scoring, but they can put points on the board.
Yep.
But Northside held them to 13, so Northside looks like their defense is back intact, and they're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. So we're going to stay in the 7A. Rick, you got Fayetteville hosting Little Rock Catholic. Fayetteville, are they the most dangerous team in 7A? What do you think?
I think they are. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games. The only 2 teams they've lost to in conference, 2 Bentonville teams who played for the championship. You talk about getting players back. They got Darius Bowers back, and they've all got them a great receiver, Bo Stuckey, Connor out there. Now, the thing is, Little Rock Catholic's coming in here. They're only 5-5. They play in the 7A Central, which has been really tough this year. And they've got a great all-state running back.
They do.
And I've seen the Catholic teams. They're big, they're huge. They're going to pack it in and just try to run it right up the middle. So
work that clock. Work that clock.
So Fayetteville's got to guard again. They got to get some stops. But I think Fayetteville is playing too well right now. They're at home. Darius Bowers is healthy. He still got the knee brace on last time I saw him. But I think Fayetteville will win this game.
Now, Rick, I'm going to toss you up a softball here. This is one that maybe you might be able to hit this one out of the park, okay? Maybe. This could be your upset special. I'm just saying.
I had Lincoln last week. My upset special. Yep.
Siloam Springs at Searcy.
I don't know anything about Searcy.
Siloam Springs. Now we've talked about Van Buren a lot about how much improved they are, and they are, and they've won 4 games, and that's been a big thing for Van Buren. That 4 wins is probably about the last 3 years combined. They hadn't won 4 games. But anyway. Siloam Springs, Rick, they're 5-5. Did you know that? They're 5-5.
I did not.
They are going to Searcy for a big playoff game. They have a running back. Caden Threlkill's got almost 1,500 yards rushing and 15 touchdowns for Siloam Springs. Rick, this is the best Siloam Springs team they've had in a long time. I'm just telling you, I think they can get an upset Friday night at Searcy.
My advice to Siloam Springs, even though I don't know a lot about Searcy, if you go to Bald Knob, you're going too far.
Come on back a little bit.
Come on back a little bit, and you'll find Cersei. And good luck to Silent Springs. I'm glad to see they're kind of trying to turn their program around. It's hard to win on the road, but hopefully the Panthers can get it done.
So, Rick, that's the big games this week. Now, we all got some other games going on in all classifications. Shiloh Christian, they won the 4A1 conference this year, first conference championship since 2010. Hootens.com made them the #1 ranked team in 4A this week. They're hosting Star City, so that's a big game for them at home.
Oh.
You got Lincoln, Rick. Lincoln back
Yep.
in the playoffs for the first time since 2013. Won a big game last week against Prairie Grove at home. Ended a 22-season losing streak to Prairie Grove. Got a big win. But, Rick, guess what they get for their reward? 5 hours, baby.
5 hours.
Gilligan and them only went on a 3-hour tour. This is a 5-hour tour.
Hey, if you put a marker from the highest northwest point to the lowest southeast point, it would almost be Lincoln to Hamburg. I've been to Hamburg. When I lived in Pine Bluff, worked at Pine Bluff Paper, I didn't like going to Hamburg when I was down there. That is a treacherous, hard drive. I talked to Coach Harrison, who's done a great job getting that program turned around. They're going to leave at 9. They're going to stop here. They're going to stop. They're going to stretch. They're going to eat maybe around Russellville or somewhere. So that's a tough trip, especially against a team that's a lot of athletes, very fast. You got to get out and stretch. As soon as you get off the bus, you got to be ready to go.
You gotta be going.
They don't give you a warm-up quarter.
Nope.
So, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pick, much as I love Lincoln, what they're doing over there, I'm going to pick Hamburg in that game.
So they are going, Rick, from the Arkansas-Oklahoma border to the Arkansas-Louisiana border.
Just
That's
close.
That's this week's Yellow Dog update. That's another.
Yellow
I'm
Dog
going to give you
update.
another one.
Give me another.
Nettleton.
Nettleton by Jonesboro.
Going to Texarkana for a 5A
my
playoff
goodness,
game.
Nettleton.
So maybe them and Lincoln can stop, practice together, something
Yeah,
little scrimmage,
that'd be
and
a
then
good idea.
just go on their way. So anyway, a couple of big games.
But
Rick,
that's why it's so important. You want to be a high seed.
You do.
Get to have a playoff game.
You do.
And they
You do.
appreciate being in the playoff. But man, you got to go.
You
so
do.
Good luck to the road teams.
So let me give you another possible upset
All right.
here. Class 3A.
Yep.
Number 5 seed from the 3A1, Rick. When the season started, you'd have never thought this. Charleston, the number 5 seed.
Not number 1.
They're not number 1. They're the number 5
yeah,
seed. Now,
yeah.
Charleston, the black and gold,
Yep.
they're going to take on Clinton Friday night. Number 1 team out of their conference, Rick. Could it happen? Could a 5 beat a 1?
Well, I you know what? I don't think I haven't looked extensively at the brackets, but I don't think there's a tougher 5 team, is there?
Nope.
If anybody's can get done, and Charleston's had a year of transition. They changed quarterbacks, and they've had some injuries. So, you know what? Let's go with the upset right here. I will take Charleston to beat Clinton, and
upset of the week in the state. There you go.
Gore.
There you go. So, Rick, that's the big games going on this week. Got a whole lot of playoff games going
Slew
on.
of them.
Put on that hoodie. Put on that little bit bigger jacket. Maybe a little toboggan, some gloves, hand warmers in it.
None of this. None of this.
None of this.
Yeah.
None of this.
Don't put that on.
Go out to a game. Enjoy this. Got some great high school football, great athletes. They play hard, Rick. You should go out and support your teams and support kids you don't even know. Just go watch them play. So got some big games this week. Don't forget, you can see this show every week on the What's Up Ozark app. Be sure and catch this show and all our great wisdom that we have every week. Also, don't forget the great photo galleries that we're going to have as part of this show.
Love the
Great photos that we have. Man, some awesome photos.
Yep.
I mean, just fantastic photos. And don't forget, we'll have all the playoff coverage this week. We have a special playoff preview coming out in Friday's edition. We also have other playoff feature stories, predictions, stat leaders, all that every day of the week in the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. We'll have a whole staff out on Friday night covering games all over the state.
Yep.
So be sure and catch that on Saturday and Sunday. So if it's playoffs and it involves something that looks like this, wearing these things and not this stuff, we're going to be there.
Hey, like the boys back home, it's going to be cold, shivering, but we ain't scared.
We ain't scared.
We ain't scared.
We ain't scared.
We're ready.
We're there. Are you ready? If so, we'll see you Friday night.
So I've got to hurry up and get to the set. I got to get my makeup on and everything for the show.
Okay, we can help you out.
Oh really? Thank you.
I like it. Oh,
So where? Just lay it down there on the floor.
Is it on? Wait, I don't want to leave it on the floor. It's expensive, so I want to treat it well.
You can hold it like that because I can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
I know I gave you the wrong brush, but
I noticed that you gave her a highlight.
I know.
Sure. I mean, it works.
How do I look? What's wrong?
Man, what the?